Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really fascinating and honestly a super practical way to think about life, what you believe, and reality itself. And it all kicks off by changing just one little question you probably ask yourself all the time. So let's be real, most of us live our lives in that first column, the should I column. It's a question that's always looking for permission, and it gets you stuck analyzing all the limits. But what happens if you just flip it? You start asking, why wouldn't I? All of a sudden, possibility is the default. You're not trying to justify why you should do something. Now you have to find a good reason why you shouldn't. It completely flips the script and pushes you toward action. But this isn't just some clever little life hack, It's not just a productivity trick. This question is actually the key. It's what unlocks the door to a much, much deeper and more flexible way of seeing and living in the world. Okay, so to really get this worldview, you have to kind of wrap your head around a pretty big idea first. That everything we use to make sense of reality, well, it's all just a metaphor. Not the literal, absolute truth, but a useful story, a framework we use to navigate. And this is so freeing because once you accept this, you can stop getting so hung up on whether a certain religious text is, historically perfect or if a scientific model is the final, absolute truth. Instead, you get to ask a way more interesting question. What truth is this metaphor trying to show me? What's the useful bit I can take from this story? This lets us look at all these different systems. We're talking everything from quantum physics to ancient religions to art, not as enemies fighting to be the one true reality, but as different languages. They're all just trying to describe the same mysterious underlying thing, just with totally different words and, well, for different reasons. Okay, so let's build on that. Let's create a really powerful mental model for how to actually use this idea in our own lives. We'll call it the Wanderer's Forest. So, picture this. We're all born inside this city of society, a place built from the beliefs we just inherit. It's got these big walls around it that are supposed to keep us safe, but really, they just box us in. The real adventure, the real growth, starts when you decide to step outside those walls and explore the huge, wild forest of thought. And your guide is the stream of consciousness, that endless flow of new ideas and connections. So you're wandering along the bank of this stream, and you start to notice these thought flowers. What are they? They're those little individual ideas, those raw sparks of insight that just pop into your head. You can just look at them, or you can decide to pick one. And this is where the real creativity kicks in. You take these individual flowers you've picked and you arrange them into something new, something that's yours, a thought bouquet. You're combining ideas to make a fresh perspective. And the best part? You can share these bouquets with anyone you meet and you don't lose them. Your bouquet is still yours. It's not a zero-sum game. I mean, this just nails the mindset, doesn't it? An idea isn't a weapon. It's not an argument. It's a gift, an offering. If someone doesn't like your bouquet, that's fine. It doesn't make the flowers any less beautiful. You just keep on wandering. Okay, but this whole journey isn't just about collecting pretty ideas and feeling philosophical. It's a very conscious process of actually crafting these ideas into things you can use, into functional tools. And this is probably the most important takeaway of the whole thing. Beliefs are not facts about the world. They are tools you use to interact with the world. And if they're tools, shouldn't you choose them on purpose? I mean, just passively accepting whatever beliefs are floating around you is like letting a stranger fill your toolbox with random junk. You've got to be the one who curates your own tools. So here you can see the whole evolution. It starts as that raw insight, that thought flower. You combine them into a useful concept, a thought bouquet. Then, over time, the bouquets you use the most get hardened into belief structures. These become your go-to tools, the lenses you see the world through. And eventually, your most trusted tools get automated. They become subconscious programs, freeing up your mind to go find new flowers. What you're left with is this incredible custom-built mental tool belt. You're not that person who's stuck trying to use a hammer for every single problem anymore. No, you become a master craftsman of your own experience, able to pull out the absolute perfect tool, the perfect belief for whatever life throws at you. All right, let's really put this idea to the test. What happens when we take this whole beliefs are tools approach and apply it to the biggest, messiest, most debated concept of all? Yeah, let's talk about consciousness. So is consciousness something that just emerges from all the wiring in our brain? Or is it some universal field that we're all tapped into? The answer, from this point of view, is it depends what job you're doing. A brain surgeon has to use the model of a brain-based consciousness to do their job. It's the right tool. But a mystic trying to connect with the divine, they need a completely different tool, a universal model. Neither one is more true. They're just for different tasks. So the goal is to stop arguing about which model is right. That's like arguing if oil paints are righter than watercolors. It's a pointless debate. The real question is, which painting of consciousness, which model, is the most beautiful and the most useful for the masterpiece you are trying to create in your own life right now? And at its heart, this isn't a lonely philosophy. It's not about being a lone wolf. It's about realizing we're all connected, we're all fellow wanderers in this massive, incredible forest of thought. The person working at the gas station who's questioning reality is just as much a wanderer as some famous philosopher. It's all about that freedom to explore. So really, this whole worldview is an invitation. It's an invitation to stop just being a citizen in a city someone else built, and to become an active explorer of your own reality. It's about making that shift from asking, should I, to asking, why wouldn't I? And that leaves us with the only question that really matters. If your beliefs are your tools and reality is a forest, where are you going to wander next?